We got some red material here, which is indicating black sands have rusted out. So we're gonna give this a sample try. I've got the perfect spot to try into a pan, calm water. Let's get that bigger rock out of here. Let's get a couple more of those pebbles out. Will we see anything? There's never a guarantee, but that red coloring is a really good sign. Very, very little. There is only 2 little specks of dust. That isn't the greatest. It could be deeper. There could be a number of reasons. Nothing is quite looking right here to me. I know there's gold in this gravel, but it's all probably buried really, really deep into these deep boulders where I can't get to it. Let's move upstream and see if we can find some better ground or bedrock to work. So we can see these little spots of black sands on this beach-like side here, running along this way. There's other various areas of black sand. There's a really good shadow patch right there of black sand. We'll give those a try and see if we can get some powdered gold accumulated. All over is this rich black sand, just like you'd find at a beach. Let's give that a go. Look at all that black sand. That's a loaded black sand there. Still don't see any gold, but I'm sure there's some hiding in it. Lots of black sand. That's crazy. If there's gold in here, I do not see it. And that's unusual for this much black sand. Wow. So the saying is, gold rides an iron horse. But not all horses have riders, as seen in that pan. I did not see diddly squat for gold in that pan, and really I should have. So right here, where the water level is, we've got a mixture of surface black sands that are getting washed by this wave action. We'll do one more test pan right here of this material and see if it'll do it. This is what sampling is. If I were to be like, oh, there's black sands, if I dig enough I'll find something, I probably wouldn't find much, if anything. Now once again we're panning. There's going to be a lot less black sands because the layers aren't as rich as that other one. right there is one little piece of gold. That's it. But we're not skunked. There's one little piece of gold in that whole entire pan sample. And that's what you have to figure out. And that is why I was excited when I found that one area that had really good gold right on the surface with 20 to 40 colors of pan. Sometimes this black sand runs rich and sometimes it goes down deep. Look how clear that water is. This water is mainly just snow melt. It's not that glacial silt like the other river where you couldn't even see through 2 inches of water. So pretty. Looks like somebody else had the same idea too here. But I'm assuming they didn't get much. So I tested a couple more areas and got diddly squat. So we're gonna move on up. The place I was wanting to check, which I've had good success for before, is currently underwater. But yeah, that water is raging through here. Right here I can see bedrock. So here's another spot that I might be able to possibly work. The water's still high here, but who knows, it might be a possibility. That looks like some exposed bedrock there, some breaking points. I'm not seeing much material deposited on anything except for here. I'm not gonna get underneath that overhang because, well, the season is thawed, and during the winter, ice builds up in these cracks and crevices of the bedrock overhang, and all it takes is one little earthquake to make that stuff fall. Tell me how I know. So, if this bedrock is as solid as it is, I can scrape away some of the scree rock that has built up and broken off of it and maybe find something underneath there. Every once in a while we get a rogue deposit of water, like a rogue flow, and it pushes a wave up into here, so I'm not sure how that'll act. That feels like it's bedrock. It's like connected to that and there's a dip. We might have some material to work here. And with this wave action, it'll help clear that water out that we're dealing with. It'll clear that out. All right. That feels pretty good and packed. Some of it's loose. We'll get some of that into the pan. Oh yeah, we got a crack right there. Yep, that's bedrock. Sometimes you gotta look, gold will be stuck between there. Once I get this pan filled, this should clear out and we'll be able to look at the bottom and see if we got to any new exposure. There's one of those rogue waves. I don't really have that much material in here. It's a lot of kind of jaggedy rocks. Toss those out. And we got a fair little bit of material. We do have some black sands, but I don't think we're down there yet. We gotta get deeper. Trying to use that scoop, but that scoop isn't really cutting it. I can feel the flat edge, and I can feel a couple inches of material in here. And I know I won't be able to get it picked up with my fingers if that's where the gold is at. So we'll need to fan it off and let this water action take it away, kind of the way snipers do. If you watch Pioneer Polly, you probably have seen him. Oh, there's one of those rogue waves. If you watch Pioneer Polly, you've probably seen him do that fanning action to blow it away, so he can see the gold. And if there is some under there, and we can manage to see it, that would be great. Well, there's definitely more black sand. So we're on to some good little spot here, sorta. It's good if we have gold. I see a mica piece right there. See how that flips and flops? That's not gold, huh? Nope, that's not gold. Is it? It sure doesn't behave like it. Huh. That might be just a rough, flattened piece of gold. Yeah, that might be. I think that is actually gold by the behavior of it. You got to get the water just right to flop it, but otherwise it stays fairly put. So my hand scooping works so far. So I've cleaned this section of bedrock off, and I believe I see a little piece in this moss. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't. Every time the wave comes in, it brings this material from up here and kind of backfills the hole. So I'm gonna get a snuffer bottle and try and clean that out. It'd be cool to see some nice piece. We've got a nice valley, so this riser right here, this comes up, and this is the rock. So this would act like a low bed fluid trap. I'm gonna keep pushing my way up the scree to see if I can find something else. The other thing of it is, if this scree was here before and something washed down from above or has just been getting washed out, it might be stuck in the scree too. The water is beautiful and clear over here, but I have to wait for my little section to clear out. All right, let's see what that scree might have done. It's probably going to be better on the top of the bedrock or whatever you can get to. And odds are I'm not going to get much because I don't have a decent snuffing tool besides my snuffer bottle. Yep. Looks like just that one questionable piece. We still haven't gotten much of anything else. Darn. Bedrock is just one of those things where you may get nothing for a while unless you're on a tremendously gold-bearing stream, or it might just happen all at once because that's the spot where it is. That's where, like dredging, diving, sniping, you're able to move and move and move until you find the spot that the gold decided to let itself rest. Oh, I felt a lip right there. Oh, we got some roots. When roots are in here, that means it's been a while. They've grown through the material and let it stay put. Oh, that was a good scoop of something. I think we're getting a little bit of material, and I feel it rising to this rock wall here. Oh, there's a chunk right there. Maybe I can get underneath it. Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. I want to get as much of that before it falls in. So I broke a piece off or something. I hooked it and broke it. I'm surprised the plastic shovel lasted. I don't want that material settling and dropping in this wave action too quickly. If something's in there, I want to catch it before it drops. We got more, and there's this one big root right here. I bet that's pushed down and made this opening more. I really should pan that out, but I don't want to lose this material. All right, I can't let it get any fuller. That was a good material scoop. I like that. I've gotten flakes out of that area. Just behind those rocks where the bedrock comes down, there's like a shelf, which I think gets more exposure to the gold than this area does. Because it's higher, you're relying upon maybe old erosion. But I can't control how high this water is. It's about, I would have to say 3 foot, because I could get out to those rocks at times. In the middle there's a really deep pool. Let me get this spun back around the way I need to. What do we have here? Holy, oh, no way. I think that's my personal best. Holy crap. Okay, ow, ow, I snagged my hair on a branch. I'm sorry, this is the biggest piece I've ever gotten from here. The color of it, shoot. All right, I don't want to goof up and get anything. Oh, it's so flat. That makes sense though. That's the biggest piece I've gotten from this area. But look how thin it is. It had to have been pressed in that bedrock and just dropped out and hasn't worked its way to the middle yet. What a beautiful little find. Hot dog. Wow. Well, I'm gonna do some more there. I need to get my snuffer and put this in there so it's safe. I'm gonna drop it here. We'll suck it up. All right. Hot dog. It's small enough to fit in the snuffer. Don't worry about that one. Wow. Sorry, yeah. That's what's fun about this. Like, you never know. I was expecting nothing today, and to have if I could get some little powder, I'd get it, but now I gotta check. I gotta make sure it got in the tube. Yep. Yep, it's right there. Woohoo! That was crazy. I bet it runs further up in here. That is what we do this for, is those little opportunities. Is that much money? No, but that was great. There might be more between this wall and that wall. My problem is, all I have is my scraping tools and my scoop. That had to have been settled in the scree, so who knows what's underneath there, because I can't scrape or clean the bottom very well. Dilemma. And just from all that scooping, there's been a bunch that settled out in here. Sorry, my excitement just took over me. I've not found a piece like that here. I found lots of baby pieces, lots of little tiny stuff. And it's very, very, very patchy. It's not all over like on the bigger rivers that have sources above stream. But, wow, okay. So it's about 2 in the afternoon and I have appointments in town. And I gotta leave this spot here soon. I'm gonna try and get as much more of that material as I can, and maybe I can get a little bit more out of this. Alright, so I cleared out more of the area, and I've gotten a few more flakes, but my focus was on getting the production done. Nothing quite as big, but it's there. But it's there. Those flakes are in there. Man, that excitement just got me going crazy. So, to recap, I tested down lower. Saw a good spot, but didn't get anything. Got 2 little tiny powdery specks. Came to my bedrock spot, and I was gonna work down there, but it's all underwater. But under there's some bedrock exposed that gets the water workings, just like you see now, with these wave actions. And this water has come up much higher before. But I started all the way back here. I pulled out this bedrock chunk, which I don't know which one it is now. Started clearing here, working this way back until the screen got down there. I'm gonna have to come back with my suction tool, maybe my Golden Sands or my Yabby pump, and try and see if I can clean this out all the way to the wall. Because I'm sure back here, if I found that in that foothold by that root, that there's more to come. If I didn't have to deal with this darn thing, I'd still be here. But I can't afford to miss my appointment. I gotta follow through on the steps with physical therapy and everything else. So, till next time, may your pans be golden and you have a good morning, day, or night. Whatever it is, wherever you are.